Here's the hard truth. People don't necessarily want you to succeed. And the bigger your dream, the more people that are going to come out of the woodwork to try to stop you. As Oliver Emberton said, the only way to avoid pissing people off is to do nothing important. But if you're striving for something important, if you're trying to make real change, if there's something in your life that you are absolutely hell-bent to make happen, you have got to understand that you're going to be fighting against something. People are going to be pushing back against you, and it is going to be your ability to hold true to that vision that's going to determine whether you can pull it off. And as Victor Hugo said, you have enemies? Good. It means you stood up for something at some point in your life. And that's what people miss. They somehow want to get through this unscathed. They somehow hope that with this grand change that they want to make, that people just fall in love, that they see your vision, that they fall in line behind you and that they want you to lead them. That's not the way that people work. Having a vision already puts you in an incredibly rare group of people. Being able to see something that other people can't see, that is the role of a visionary, is literally to interpret the world that other people don't even know exists and bring it into fruition and get people excited about it, get them to fall in line. But understand, when you build an army, you will have an opposing force. But as Mark Twain said, keep away from those who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that. But the really great ones, they make you believe that you too can become great. And that's the kind of person that you want to surround yourself with. You want to surround yourself with people that believe in you. You want to surround yourself with people that even when they can't see it, they can see you. Even when they don't understand what you're trying to build, they believe in you and they're willing to get in line and they're willing to meet that opposing force. And when you're able to galvanize people around your idea and push it forward and paint for them the world not as it is, but as it could be, that's when you can make change. But you can't be afraid to piss people off. You have to know that they're coming for you, and you have to be willing to fight. Because if you're not willing to fight, you might as well sit down now. So if you're going to be one of the few that stands up, you've got to stand up prepared for war.
Don't just aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference. Anything you want good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back. Pull someone else up. Each one, teach one. Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Don't confuse movement with progress.
You don't start because of what you don't have. You don't start because you don't realize yet that the fruit of everything good in life begins with a challenge. There's nothing easy in life, worthwhile in life. Everything is uphill that's worthwhile. And it's not going to come to you, and it's not going to fall in your lap, and it's not going to be something that, oh my gosh, it just was so simple. It's always going to be difficult.
The only way you're ever going to get to the other side of this journey is you have got to suffer to grow. To grow, you must suffer. Most of this generation quits the second they get talked to. You did this wrong, or they get yelled at. It's so easy to be great nowadays because everybody else is, most people are weak. This is a softened generation. So if you have any mental toughness, any ability, if you have any fraction of self-discipline, the ability to not want to do it but still do it. People have a hard thing understand. I hate to run. And what makes me so crazy, it doesn't anymore, is People go, well, why do you run if you hate it? What are you talking about? I don't want to take showers and eat either. I hate that too. That's life, man. It wasn't until I changed that mentality that I became somebody.
What do you do on the days when you're just not feeling it?
Those days. Those days when I'm tired or worn out or just basically sick of the grind. Well, what do I do on those days? I go anyways. I get it done, even if I'm just going through the motions. I go through the motions. I don't really want to work out. I work out. I really don't want to hammer on a project. I hammer on the project. Don't really want to get up and get out of bed. Yeah, I get up and get out of bed.
But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness.
So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do.
Do not listen to that little voice. Instead, go through the motions. Lift the weights, sprint the hill, work on the project, get out of bed. Now, as an overall rule, I do not like procrastination. You need to get things done.
Growth is the only guarantee that tomorrow is going to get better. The first question is very simple. What are you doing to develop yourself? %99 of people today are assuming, just assuming, that somehow they'll get better. Very sad, folks, very sad. Because let me tell you something about assumption. Assumption is a huge disappointment in life. You show me a person that assumes, and I'll show you a person that almost daily is disappointed.
For me to fix this, I gotta read what the hell is wrong with David Goggins. Not blame anybody. Read my book and say, okay, I'm afraid of my shadow. How can I overcome that? Go in the military, get your ass kicked, do things you hate to do. Be uncomfortable every day of your life. Roger that. I'm not the smartest kid in the world. Okay. Instead of somebody saying, oh no, you're smart. No, don't say that to yourself. I said to myself, no, I'm a dumb motherfucker. Okay, roger that. How you get smarter? Educate yourself. So the things that we run from the truth. We're running from the truth, man. So the only way I became successful was going towards the truth. As painful and as brutal as it is, it changed me. It allowed me to become, in my own right, who I am today. Tighten up, people. It's okay. Trust me. It's okay. You might be called nigger one day. It's okay. You might be called some Jewish word or some faggot or gay word. It's okay. Let them call you that. What are you going to do now? They don't own your life. How are you going to control that now? How are you gonna flip it upside down and say, Roger that, now I'm gonna harness this shit and you'll read about me years from now? How? That's the question. How are you gonna do that? Thicken your skin, become more of a human being. Don't be afraid of the reflection in the mirror, because that's all you can be afraid of. Once you overcome the reflection in the mirror, you've done it.
I live my life wrong, and I don't want this to happen to you. If you listen and take evasive action, I can help you change your future.
We all want to succeed, right? So the question that we got to ask ourselves is what success is to us, what success is to you. Maybe it's a healthy family. Maybe it's a happy marriage. Maybe it's to help others, to be famous, to be spiritually sound, to leave the world a little bit better place than you found it.
What do you want to be remembered for? What can you do for others to make the world a better place? What is your true purpose on this earth? We are all dying, but only a small select few are truly living.
If there is no joy when you wake up in the morning, if you dread the sound of the alarm clock going on, if you have the thought in your head that there has got to be more to life than this, you know what you should do? You should stop doing whatever it is you're doing.
You can step out of the shadows into the light. You are meant for greatness. You are meant for more than just what you do for a living. You are an eternal being, meant to inspire and help the world.
If you want to achieve those results, you've got to be very intentional about every moment. And obviously there were days where I would relax and just hang out as well, but the more focused, the easier the opportunity to achieve.
If you push people and ask them what they want, they're going to tell you that they want to be happy. But nobody really talks that next step, which is what is the fundamental building block to happiness. That keystone brick to happiness is progress.
The following few moments may very well change your life. And I wish someone had told me this when I was your age.
I tell you this, all you see in your world is the outcome of your idea about it.
Pick a goal, whatever it is. I want you to clearly imagine it. Get it so clear in your mind that it's like you're living it in reality. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like?
If you can think of it, you can do it. That's the human condition. If we can imagine it, we can do it.
Your subconscious mind is working for you. It's like a slave for you, working and grinding and working and grinding and working and grinding to help you get to your objective. Thousands and thousands of little decisions. You didn't even know why you made them. They were made because, one, you had a clear picture in your mind. Two, your subconscious brain went to work without you even realizing it. And three, step by step, inch by inch, you moved closer to your objective until you attained it.
The only way to move forward on this is to ask yourself, what would happen if everything I thought was wrong was actually right?
We've got to change ourselves. We've got to build a new image, a picture in our mind. We've got to see ourselves the way we want to be, and then we have to live with it. You go to the gym, work out, that's what you do. You build a picture of how you want to see this arm, and you build that picture, and then you build the body. Well, you build the life in your mind. Take your pen and write out how you want to live. And always start by writing, I'm so happy and grateful now that. And the second you write it, you've got it intellectually. The moment you impress it upon your emotional mind, you've got it emotionally. And it's only a period of time till it manifests on the physical plane.
I think the challenge is a lot of people don't know what their vision is. They don't know exactly what they want. They think they know, but they haven't really written it down. They haven't told the world, or at least their close network of friends. They're just like, well, I'm supposed to have a good job, I'm supposed to be doing something inspiring, but they're not specifically saying it and specifically being intentional about it. And I'm very specific with my vision, and that allows me to stay grounded because I know here's the direction I want to go. Now, it's not going to be a straight line. It would be great if it was, but no matter what comes my way, I'm able to say yes or no, or able to dictate where my energy goes because of the vision.
As soon as I get it clearly in my mind, it's not long before that thing becomes a reality. Now, it's not a magic trick, okay? You can't just sit at home and imagine a Lamborghini and it pulls up into the driveway and somebody gives you the keys. It's not a magic trick like that.
If you continue with action, you'll start to get results from those actions. Because it's not just in the doing once, it's the doing and then refining, doing again and then refining. Getting better every single day. Understanding that you can't look good and get better at the same time. Being willing to be uncomfortable, being willing to get outside of your comfort zone. Being willing to go from a tomorrow person to a right now person.
You can change the day if you redefine what success is to you. You can transform your damaged relationships and build new ones.
You need to understand that these 31 days in August, is exactly when you triple down, when you 4X, 5X down in your hustle. While everybody's at the pool drinking rosé, this is when you put in the grinding hours and get ready for your master plan.
You can become the best parent possible at any age, even 86. But don't wait until then. You'll always be able to make more money, but you cannot make more time.
You never get better if you're not willing to put in the time. And basketball is very similar to the game of life. There's going to be ups and downs. Sometimes you may turn the ball over 7 times in a row. But if you put in the work and you constantly put in the work, you can't allow that one mistake to go into the next play. If you allow 7 turnovers to go into my next possession with the basketball or that next possession in life, if you allow that divorce or if you allow that passing away of somebody or that loss of a career to go into the next 8 plays, you'll have another 8 turnovers. You have to be willing to say, that was back there, that happened, but it doesn't mean it needs to happen now.
I tell people all the time to dream the dream. Because your dreams like your GPS towards your success. It's your dreams are what allows you to see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's what gives you motivation, determination, and you go for that. You go for that dream. You reach out and you work hard, because people tell other people what they can't do. So they tell you you can't do that. And a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, we believe them. But they're telling you what they can't do. Don't let them tell you what you can't do.
Here's the thing. People do a lot of talking, and one side of proclaiming what you're going to do is very good. Telling the world what you're about to do. Telling them something that you haven't done yet. That's a very healthy thing because it will hold you accountable to those statements. But don't get stuck there. Don't stay in tomorrow. You've got to, at some point, move from tomorrow to right now. Move from the action that you're going to do on Monday to right now. Not even today, because that gives you all the time until the end of the day.
Life's not easy. It is not. Don't try to make it that way. Life's not fair. It never was. It isn't now, and it won't ever be. Do not fall into the trap, the entitlement trap, of feeling like you're a victim. You are not. Get over it and get on with it. And yes, most things are more rewarding when you break a sweat to get them.
And never give up, regardless of how challenging your destiny in life will be. The world really needs you now more than ever.
I was born in Memphis, Tennessee. I had a long haul from where I came from to here, but here we are. Everybody can. Courage is the key to life itself. There are a lot of people who are born in situations that say, well, I'll never get out of this, so they won't. I say to people who say, well, I would like to have done so and so and so. So you could have done it. So, well, I couldn't get out of here. Man, the bus runs every day.
No,
No, sky is not the limit. It is only the beginning. Lift off.
You will be more successful if you make decisions based upon what is going to feed your soul, make you feel valued, validated, have you waking up in the morning and racing to work, whatever it might be. And I can tell you, after a short amount of time, money will not be enough.
I don't go to sleep when I'm tired. I go to sleep when I'm done. Some of you sitting here, you stuck not because you don't have the gift, you stuck because your mindset is off.
But if you're not willing to pay the price to get it, you will never obtain it. That's the truth. That's the hard reality of the human condition, is you have to give blood, sweat, and tears to force your body and your mind to change. And oh my God, people understand the physical transformation, but people do not understand a mental transformation because it's invisible.
What's the first decision you made this morning? I bet it was to go back to bed. The reason why I'm bringing up this first decision that you made today and the inner snooze alarm is because in any area of your life that you want to change, there's one fact that you need to know. You're never going to feel like it. How you get what you want. It's very, very simple to get what you want, but it's not easy. You have to force yourself.
Discipline is the pathway to freedom. Discipline in and of itself doesn't take from you. Discipline gives. Discipline tells you what to say yes to and what not to. It actually lightens your load. It's that thing that makes you you. It's that thing that gives you the energy to improve, to push yourself, to get better, to be willing to fight through good enough. But it starts with you. It starts with being willing to change the things in your life.
What do you want? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to triple your income? Do you want to start a nonprofit? Do you want to find love? What is it? Anything that's a break from your routine is going to require force.
The pain and suffering that is the process of growing and getting better. Here's the thing, humans are capable of change, extraordinary change, transformation, to go from one thing to something else that is truly unrecognizable. To think of the person you are today as being a waylay point to the person that you can become. And over there, on the other side of that transformation, is somebody so much more powerful and greater than who you are today, but you've got to answer how badly you want it.
The first step is getting completely and brutally honest enough to say, I am tired of myself. When you say I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, that's the facilitator of change. That's when you're ready to say these words, no more excuses. No more excuses.
Why don't you have what you want? When you have all the information that you need, you have the contacts that you need, there are probably free tools online that allow you to start a business or join a group or do whatever the heck you want. It's the routine that's killing you.
Everybody's gonna get the same information. Everybody's gonna get the same path. Everybody's gonna get the same speakers. Everybody's gonna get the exact same thing. Everybody's gonna have access to the exact same thing. The problem is, everybody wants to be a beast until it's time to do what real beasts do. Everybody gets excited. E.T., the guru story, but nobody wants to get up at 3 o'clock. Everybody's excited when I say, I wake up at 3 o'clock, Eric's a beast, 3 o'clock. And then you try it twice at 5, and like for real, you walk out of here pumped up, fired up, you get some new information, you're ready. Everybody wants to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do. And what you have to understand is, everybody that you're gonna hear from, Eric Thomas, my mother got pregnant with me at 17 years old, high school dropout, ate out of trash cans. lived in abandoned buildings, slept in cars, multi-million company that's changing the world. I didn't say America, the world. Why? Because not only do I want to be a beast, if you follow my 24 hours, I do what beasts do.
I think the good and the great are only separated by a willingness to sacrifice. And what are you willing to sacrifice? Have you thought about it? Have you actually asked yourself that question? Have you written down an answer? So no matter what anybody thinks, no matter how much hatred is slung at you, if you have a vision of yourself and what you can become, and you are willing to sacrifice to get there, and you are willing to suffer and endure, all that matters is whether or not you actually get great at something. And if you get great at something, no matter who tries to stop you, my friends, booze can't block dunks. As Muhammad Ali said, impossible is just a word thrown around by small men who find it easier to live in the world they've been given than to explore the power they have to change it. And that's the thing you have to remember. This world, everything you see around you, yourself, your mindset, your beliefs, it's all malleable. Everything about your life is a choice. Everything that you see in your life, from your job to your bank account, to your spouse, to your loneliness, to your happiness, to all of it. Everything is a result of the choices that you've made. Everything is either a result of what you've chosen to accept or chosen to change. So the question that you're going to answer with your life is whether you're somebody who just takes it or whether you're somebody who takes it and does something with it. And as Michael Jordan said, you must expect great things of yourself before you can do them, before you can make these changes, before you can grab life and shape it into what you want. You've got to be willing to believe that you can do it. You've got to make a demand of yourself that you're going to do something great, that you are going to become capable of the extraordinary. You have to place that demand on you, and whatever you accept from yourself is what you'll get. But if, like Larry Bird, you understand that if you give 100% all the time, somehow things will work out in the end, then you might actually have a chance of taking those ephemeral dreams, taking those things that the small men tell you are impossible and making them possible. And when you look around at this extraordinary world and see all the amazing wonders that we have created with our hands and understand that first it started with someone who allowed themselves to believe, held themselves to a standard, made enormous demands of themselves, including the demand to take action, including the demand to put in 100% effort at all times. Once you realize that, once you realize there is no difference between you and the people who have built all of these incredible things, then you'll be able to do something extraordinary with your life. So make that demand. Refuse to be one of the small people that clutch on like it's a life raft to the word impossible, who find solace in comfort, in believing that they can't do something because it means they never have to try. But go out and try. Go out and fail. Go out and suck at something. Embarrass yourself. Be terrible. Pick yourself up. Learn from that. Try again. Refuse to listen to anyone that tells you that you can't do it. And in that, not only find the limits of what you're capable of, but push them back and redefine for everyone the very notion of what's possible.
You can keep doing the old thing over and over and over again. And then in 5 years, you will be about where you are today. Or you can decide today that you're going to no more blame others, no more make excuses. If you make that choice, every day becomes a day when you grow higher and stronger. Then you can sleep at night, the sleep of success. Your choice.
There's so much knowledge out there, so much information, so many ways to get better. And we make so many mistakes. We're the product of our mistakes.
You know, every time you lose at something, you're one step closer to winning the next time. The difference between successful people and not successful people, let's call it that way, are people give up. People wake up every morning, have doubt, they have fear, they lose in a Ferrari race or they lose in a race, and then they just give up. The hardest thing in life to learn is to lose. Winning's easy. You win, you're happy, you get a high five, your friends are happy. It's your ability to take a loss, get up the next day, dust yourself off, and keep going.
A lot of people out there that are constantly trying to improve themselves by looking for the one change. The one change, right? The one change in their life that's gonna make their dreams come true. It isn't one thing. And it isn't 10 things, and it isn't 100 things. It isn't a quick path, and there are no shortcuts.
Are you the kind of people who can finish the goal? Or are you the kind of people that just start and then quit? That's a question only you can answer. But I hope you answer that question today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Make the decision today that you're going to win. There is no excuse. There is no second path. There is no plan B. It's win or nothing.
Why do you think so many people do that? Why are they so willing to settle for less?
Well, I think they don't really believe that they can achieve and accomplish. And I think sometimes it's just pure laziness, that people don't have a sense of direction, but they don't want to do anything else. And it's a tragedy that a person can live out their life with gifts and skills and abilities and talents and just settle for doing whatever comes natural.
What do you do when 1,000 other people want exactly what you want? What do you do when you're not the only one that wants to make $1 million in your company? You're not the only one that wants to be the CEO. What if you're not the only one that wants what you want? What if there are thousands of other people who want what you want? You have to outwork them. You got to outgrind them. You got to get up earlier.
When you earn something, when you accomplish something, when you create something from nothing and you make it happen, nobody can ever take that away from you.
And I don't want you to just listen. Put this information to work. Make today count. Every day.
You have to have something that separates you from everybody else on earth, and until you find out that something, you will be stressed and you will be struggling. But everybody has it, or anybody can create it. That's my expertise.
It is possible. You have to work, and you do have to have an idea, but it's possible.
You know, it's funny, everybody wants a shortcut, right? That's the most common question people always ask me. Tell me the key. And there is no magic. It's just a lot of little things you gotta do every day. Success is all those boring things that have to get done every single day to move the ball forward.
All your excuses, all your good reasons, everything that's keeping you from doing what you're supposed to do, I need you to put it behind you and say, yesterday was the last day for that foolishness. Yesterday was the last day to say, I don't have enough money to do this. I don't have enough money to go to school. I don't have enough money to get a computer. I don't have what it takes. I'm not smart enough, right? But listen to me. You better hear what I'm saying. Yesterday was the last day that I want to hear an excuse. It's over with.
You have to have goals. If you have a goal for what you want to do in life, then you can see that brighter vision for yourself and start taking action and moving towards it. If you don't have any goals, if you don't know what you want to do, then it's easy to be lazy because you have nothing to get you inspired and motivated to do something. People have a goal for what they want to go out and accomplish, and they maybe take like a micro step and then they stop. And so it's being consistent. And I think far more than anything else, the thing that holds people back isn't the lack of the vision, it's the lack of consistency in taking action towards the vision.
whatever it is, you're bold enough, you're big enough to dream if you are intentional and deliberate about it. Now, there's some aspects of it that are going to be organic, but if you are intentional and deliberate, if you build it on Monday, if you build it on Tuesday, if you build it on Wednesday, I want you to understand that it's not going to happen by luck. Productivity is always intentional and deliberate. And on Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, no luck, guys. Every single day, if you do a little, you're going to wake up one day and your dreams are going to be a reality. You can't just say you want it. You can't watch the video and say, I want it as bad as I want to breathe. It's cute to say it. But when it's showtime, when the sun comes up, you've got all the books, you've got all the tapes, you've got all the access. Now it's time to hunt. And what separates you from everybody else is that when it's time to hunt, you're ready to hunt. Everybody's got lions on their profiles. Everybody talks positive about themselves. Everybody talks like you're a beast. You dress like you're a beast. You've got the cards like a beast. But then when it's time to do what beasts do, you back up. You got to get up and make it happen. I can, I will, I must.
How do you get to that next level? How do I get my business to the next place? How do I get other people to the next place? Look, if you want to get rich, you want to be really successful. When I say rich, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about a rich life, freedom, time with family, choices, get to do what you want. Look, if you want to be in business for yourself and free, you must learn to dominate. You cannot compete. Dude, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? You know what? Most people are going to spend more time in their life working than any other single thing and not being successful. You got to be totally committed. Everybody agree? You got to be completely uncertain. You want $1 million? You want $2 million? You want $5 million? How much money do you want? How much success do you want? How much notoriety do you want? You want a New York Times bestseller? Why can't you have everything? Oh, but I'm 65. So what? Man, Colonel Harlan Sanders made all his money after he was 65 years old. He wasted the first 64 years. If you're not sure of your own value, your own goals, and what you want, the world will never reward you of what you want, your value, and your goals. Do you need to pressure yourself? You need to cook yourself. You need a necessity level way up here. When I wake up in the morning, I write my goals down. When I go to bed at night, I write my goals down. It's the first thing and the last thing I do every day. I've been doing that for 25 years. Here are 4 steps you must take to create the next level of success in your life. Number 1, you must get attention. You got to get attention. If you got to scream to get it, get it. What do these people have in common? Okay, there's Michael Jordan, Warren Buffett, Steve Jobs, Oprah, a Navy SEAL, and my mother. You know what they had in common? This. Greatness has in common immersion. They're immersed completely in their environment. Number 2, they're dedicated, completely dedicated. 3, they have a total commitment. Immerse yourself, okay? You have to immerse yourself right now with reading, the right reading, audio programs, video. Find YouTube channels that are good for you. Immerse yourself with books, audio, video, daily, okay? You hit all 3 of those where I'm reading something, listening to something, and watching something. These are completely different ways to learn. Anybody can do this, folks. Anybody can do this. This is not about a college degree. This is about massive amounts of action to get attention for yourself, your brand, your company, your products, your ideas, your dreams.
Life is really, really short. And I think that we don't value and appreciate, our freedoms and our opportunities in our life.
The universe is yours, all right? And you need to understand that. Success does not require you to look out the window. It only requires that you look in the mirror. To be successful, you don't have to look out the window and, oh, where's my help? Where are the people that I need? All you got to do is stop, look directly in the mirror, and the one person you need to blow up, the one person you need to be successful is looking right back at you. And if you're willing to make a commitment to that person in the mirror, if you're willing to look at that person in the mirror and say, I'll make a commitment to you from this day forward, that whatever it takes, I'll do whatever it takes. Whatever it is you want to accomplish or whatever it is you want to do, you literally have to see it first.
If you're not trying to get out of your shitty situation, then every day you're choosing to stay in it. And you can't complain about being given the choice you keep making. You know, one of my favorite quotes is, change happens when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of making a change.
You know what's so funny? We want people to make guarantees to us, but we're not willing to make guarantees to ourselves. You're not brave enough. You want to put it on somebody else. The reason why I'm not successful is because of my boss. Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and said, I'm not getting up on time. I'm not going to work on time. I'm not putting in 120% when I'm at work. You've never looked at yourself in the mirror and said, you let you down. Until you get to that point, you let you down. You always want to blame other people. You want to hold other people to the fire, but you're not holding yourself to the fire. You just said you're giving 50%. You owe you an explanation. You owe you an explanation. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why are you only giving 50%? What's wrong with you? You need to put yourself on punishment. And I stopped being a victim. Stop saying, I've got to wait for good things to happen to me. And I said, I'm going to grind. I'm going to fight. I'm going to work. I'm going to press toward. I'm going to learn. I'm going to do everything in my power. Every single day, I'm going to do everything in my power to become a victor and not a victim. Winners win and losers lose. I can't explain it any better than that. I don't know how it happens, but winners win. And if you create a culture of losing, if you keep being a victim, if you keep letting losing happen to you, if you keep letting people do you and treat you any kind of way, it's going to become a culture. I have standards. I have value.
It's easy to go through life holding on to things that are weighing us down. Guilt, resentment, doubt, worry. The problem is when we allow these things in, they're taking up space for the good things that should be there. Imagine your life is like a container. You were created to be filled with joy, peace, confidence, creativity. But if you allow worry in, it pushes out the peace. There's not space for both. You can't go above 100%. You have a limited amount of room. If you allow guilt to take up space, that's space that you don't have for the confidence you need. Some people don't enjoy their lives is because their container, their heart is contaminated with so many things. They have 10% worried, stressed out over their job, 12% bitterness, mad at their neighbor, 20% guilt, beating themselves up for past mistakes, 9% jealousy, their coworker is more beautiful. They don't realize 70% of their container is negative. How much space are you given to guilt, to shame, to regret, to being against yourself? Whatever it is, it's too much. Give no place to guilt. Give no place to worry. Give no place to bitterness. It can't come in and automatically take over. You control what's in your container. You control what you think about, what you choose to allow in. And we all have negative emotions, negative feelings. But you have to make the choice. I'm not going to give this jealousy, this bitterness, this anger, valuable space and let it poison my life. I'm going to protect what I allow in me. And every morning when we wake up, we need to empty out anything negative from the day before. But you have to be disciplined. Say, no, I am not giving this offense any room. I am not going to let it sour my day. Or you wake up in the morning and thoughts of worry come. How are you going to pay your bills? What if the medical report's not good? You'll never get out of this problem. Don't allow that in. Take inventory of what you're giving space to. Life is too short to go through it with negative things holding us down. Worry will make you weak. Living stressed out will make you old, give you wrinkles, take your passion. Being bitter, angry, resentful will shorten your life. Get in a habit of emptying out the offenses, empty out the worry. You make a mistake, empty out the guilt. You didn't do your best, empty out the regret. Do better next time. He'll remind you of every mistake you've made for the last 30 years. It's easy to live life in regrets, thinking about what you should have done differently. Man, I should have raised my children better. Should have been more faithful in my marriage. I should have finished college. Don't go through life looking in the rearview mirror, down on yourself, living in regrets. You can't do anything about the past, but you can do something about right now. Being against yourself doesn't help you do better. It pushes you down. Why don't you forgive yourself? Why don't you empty out the guilt? Why don't you turn off the accusing voices? When you fall down, don't stay down, get back up again. When the accuser whispers, look at you, you blew it again, you'll never get it right. Just answer back, yes, I know I'm not perfect, but I am forgiven. I may not be where I should be, but I'm making progress. I'm moving forward, I'm not where I used to be. Don't let guilt poison your future. Empty it out.
I think I've discovered the secret to changing anything.
And what was it?
So I called it the 5-second rule because I never intended to talk about it. It was a cheat to beat the alarm clock. Here's how it goes. The alarm rings in the morning. Most of us don't want to get out of bed, right? But we know we should. So I would go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The moment the alarm rang, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just like NASA, what they do, they count down to launch a rocket ship. And the counting backwards kind of shut my mind off. And then suddenly at 1, I would stand up. And I would use this every single morning to get out of bed. And 9 years later, I still use it every single morning to get out of bed. I think some behavior you can learn and automate, other stuff that you don't like doing, you're gonna always have to push yourself.
You know, and so you're waking up every day with this concept of, I have 24 hours and they're mine. This 24 hours belongs to me. Right. And whatever I do in this 24 hours will determine where I'll be tomorrow and the next day. And I think that's what people need to focus on. Like, get off of this, I want to make 6 figures. I want to drive this car. I want to live in this house. I think what people should be focusing on is, I have 24 hours. Like Oprah only has 24. Yeah. Bill Gates only has 24. Like Warren Buffett only has 24 hours. And in that 24-hour period, I can either break my life or make my life. I just think that goals for people is too high on the priority list. And I think what should be on the priority list is going to bed so you can wake up the next day and you can grind it out.
For you, when you truly have a vision for your future that inspires you, you're going to jump up out of bed in the morning and feel great about going at life versus being miserable and going to a job you hate or living a life that doesn't empower you and just, every day moving through just almost like an automaton, not really, having the zest and the greatness of life.
Your mind will give you good excuses. Things like, I'm too tired to fight this addiction. I'm too tired to believe for my marriage. Too tired to stretch to the next level. Been doing it so long. If you dwell on those thoughts, you will allow weariness in. You'll become more tired, more weary, more discouraged, more negative. Weariness cannot automatically come. You have to open the door. When thoughts tell you it's never going to work out, it's been too long, just say, no thanks. I know my time is coming. I know God is still on the throne. I am strong in the Lord. I've been armed with strength for this battle.
If you actually believe something, you try your best to make it happen. It doesn't always happen, but it happens most of the time.
What dream or vision do you want to turn into reality? One day I'm going to stand up to that crabby boss. I look good on paper. I should feel great. I just know there's more. You know it because you feel it. You lie awake at night You talk about your dreams with your partner and your friends, but more often than not, you continue to do those same behaviors that keep you from making the change. You ask yourself, how can I make it happen?
You have to be equipped mentally to endure this process. Knowing what you're about to go into is step one. Knowing it's an uphill battle, but a winnable one and one that's achievable. And at the end of this race, you're gonna be more capable. The first step, guys, is knowing it's a tough road. But through that effort, builds the character of the person you want to be at the end. You get the mind right. If you believe it, your body physically will find a way to make it happen.
I have to tell each and every one of you that it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, your age, you can achieve anything that you set your mind to. And I always say, if I can do it, anyone can do it. And the reason that I always say that is because I didn't grow up with things being handed to me. I had to work hard, I had to dedicate myself, and I had to be determined, and I was.
So I love people to tell me no. I love people to tell me don't, it won't, impossible. And I always tell the kids at Slam when I talk to them, I say, remember, in the word can't is the word can, in the word don't is the word do, in the word won't is the word won, and in the word impossible, which my daughter taught me, is possible. So when you apply that to everything that we got going on, man, I'm just having a lot of fun, you know, and that's why it feels like I don't think we're doing enough, to be honest with you.
Even outside of sport, it could be education, it could be business, it could be anything. It requires discipline and hard work and determination. Most importantly, it requires self-belief, because like me, some people might not believe in you, but you have to believe in you. And sometimes you're going to be your own cheerleader, and you have to be your biggest and your best cheerleader. So to all you young athletes, take that to heart and never stop believing in yourself, and really always support who you are.
I think that the number one thing is you have to have a very clear vision, a very clear goal of where you want to go, because only then you will get there. You can have the best airplane or the best ship in the world, but if the captain doesn't know where to go, he will just drift around. If the pilot does not know where to go, he will just drift around with his plane. So I think the key thing is that we know where we're going, and that you're very passionate about that, that you see it always in front of you, the goal. The other thing that's important is that you got to shoot for the top. You got to go and really have big goals and think big, because then you're going to get big. Then you're going to go and achieve big things. That is the most important thing. You know, we don't achieve big things by accident.
I don't think it's enough just to love it and then just to do it and go out and win it. It's not that simple. You need to have structured goals. You need to tell yourself, okay, what are my goals for the short term? What are my goals for the long term? Now that I've accomplished almost everything, and you have to be so clear in your mind exactly what you want to do and what you want to achieve. And for me, it doesn't work without any goals, without any targets. I cannot compete properly.
I believe that we're all born with lots of goodness in us, but life throws curveballs. Life, the ambition of being alive helps us dream. And if you've been given a dream, don't discount that because you're not good enough yet. Develop yourself, weaponize yourself, teach yourself to be so good at something that is necessary to serve in the area of your dream that now you're never even thinking about your comfort zone.
You can live the life you desire. It's right there in front of you. But in order to achieve it, you must first see it, then believe it, and then you must graciously ask and train your brain to help you execute your vision.
If you have a big mission or purpose or dream, and it's beyond your comfort zone, which is really what they call your strengths now, right? Hold on. What should be important is the dream. And your dream or your purpose or your mission should never be made to bow down to your limited human strengths.
If you find a fear, the quickest, the easiest way you can beat it is initially, right when it comes in. If you allow it to sit it will grow roots and start breaking you down, destroying the potential of the person you can be. Again, the champions, guys. It's not their potential, it's not their genetics. It's their perseverance to always show up, always willing to fail, because in failure, that's part of success. Success is not, a marathon of life with just ups. Success is formulated through failures, through facing your fears, through falling down and getting back up. That's what creates the champion. Success does not define us. We define the success.
I don't believe in the word procrastination. Like, I don't really believe in that word. I told a young lady in Australia who told me she was a procrastinator. I said, look, if I told you to meet me here tomorrow at 5 a.m. and I'm gonna give you $3 million, where would you be? She said, I'll be right there at 4:59, ready to get that $3 million. And I said, so then there's no such thing as procrastination. What it is it's not important to you, right? It's not meaningful to you.
Don't really want to get up and get out of bed? Yeah, I get up and get out of bed. I get it done, even if I'm just going through the motions. I go through the motions. I don't really want to work out. I work out. I really don't want to hammer on a project. I hammer on the project. Now, these could be signals that you need some time off. And those signals might be right. They could be correct. But don't take today off. Not today. Wait until tomorrow. Don't give in to the immediate gratification that is whispering in your ear. Shut that down. Do not listen to that little voice. Instead, go through the motions. Lift the weights, sprint the hill, work on the project, get out of bed. Now, as an overall rule, I do not like procrastination. You need to get things done. But if you are going to rest, that is one thing that you should procrastinate on. That's the one thing I want you to put off until tomorrow. And if, when tomorrow comes, you still feel like you need to rest or you need to take a break, then okay. Take it. But the chances are you won't. You won't need that rest. Chances are you will realize that the desire to rest was just weakness. It was just the desire to take the path of least resistance, the downhill path, the easy path.
It's not something that's urgent to you. And when something is not urgent, you put it off. So yep, you're in school, yes. You probably are getting grades, etc. But if it's not meaningful to you, if it's not important to you, then you're not gonna make it a priority.
Listen to me. You said that you were going to take the MCAT this year. You said it. You said that you were going to graduate this year. You were going to finish college this year. You said you were going to run a marathon, right? This is what you said out of your mouth. All I'm doing is I'm saying, listen to me, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you should do this, you should do that, you should do this. I didn't tell you all year what you should do. I'm trying to push you to do what you said you were going to do. You said you were going to finish your book this year. Push until something happens. All right, so that's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get you to do what you said you were going to do, because by now you should be tired. All right, you should be tired of talking about it, and you should be at a place where you're doing something about it. All right, enough is enough. Right? Look, yesterday, I made my last excuse yesterday, and I'm talking to somebody. The reason why you have not become successful, the reason why you are not like a locomotive, the reason why you're not having success in your life is because every single day you got an excuse. And I need you to do me a favor. I made my last excuse yesterday. My last reason. I came up with my last reason yesterday of why I can't do what I'm supposed to do. I said, I'm going to get it done. All right, now watch this, because you're a procrastinator. And so, I need you to do me a huge favor. All your excuses, all your good reasons, everything that's keeping you from doing what you're supposed to do, I need you to put it behind you and say, yesterday was the last day for that foolishness. Yesterday was the last day to say, I don't have enough money to do this. I don't have enough money to go to school. I don't have enough money to get a computer. I don't have what it takes. I'm not smart enough, right? I don't write well enough. I don't sing well enough. That's why I didn't do my CD. I didn't write my book because I'm not on that level. Listen to me. You better hear what I'm saying. Yesterday was the last day that I want to hear an excuse. It's over with. You still have time. Don't quit. Don't give up. You still have time. You can do it. You can make it happen, but you can't do it procrastinating. You can't do it talking about it, all right? So I just want to go back and recap because I want to make sure you hear what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to do the ET way. I'm not telling you to write a book. I'm not telling you to speak. I'm not telling you to do what I do. But I dare you, I double dare you to do exactly what you said you were going to do.
So what you have to do is find out, how can you make it meaningful? How can you make it purposeful? How can you make it stick? And when you can find that out, I promise you, you'll get up early, you'll get there first, and you'll do whatever it takes to make that goal a reality. So for me, no such thing as procrastination. It's a such thing as it's not a priority to you.